You ready, Mr. Gough?
Born ready.
Yeah? Do you know where we're going?
Up there.
Yeah? What's it called?
Mountain in Wales.
Oh, go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, what a view! It's a shame the rain's coming back in. Oh my goodness! Oh! Ah! Right, that's hail! Hail and rain! Ah! Flipping heck, let's get out of this wind. Let's get out of this wind. Oh well, nice to see the view for a split second. Good grief, let's get out of that wind. Let's hide down here. Oh! Hail and rain just come in as I got to the top. I don't know where Gary is, he's down the bottom somewhere, but wow. Not a difficult climb, it's only taken us about, taking it steady. I ran the last bit, as you can tell. Trying to get to some sort of light before I could see the rain coming in. I'm on the Osmo, as you can probably tell, because it is not safe to film on the Fuji. Now, I'm a strong believer that there's always a photograph. No matter what the conditions, there's always a picture. You with me, right? You believe, you're on my side of this. You got to, the optimistic in you must tell you there's always a shot. It's just a case of looking hard enough and finding it. Now, is there a shot over there? Can you see one? Is there a photograph over there? Because that's Crib Goch. That ridge you can see just there is Crib Goch, and that's the Snowdon, the Snowdonia horseshoe, or Snowdon horseshoe. And there's a lake down there, look at that. I don't know where Gary is, still missing. But over there, I've got a shot in mind when I can stand up in that wind and rain. I've got a shot in mind, and it's a panoramic of the view from here. In fact, originally it was going to be, that's Moel Siabod over there. And it was going to be taken over there, but we decided, talking to a couple of guys in the cafe, and they recommended this view. And it gets you closer to the action. So really awesome view, but we've just got to wait it out. I'm not going anywhere without a photograph. I want this shot. So I've got a panoramic in mind. Excuse me, there's a big wall in my house that needs filling with a massive panoramic. And I'm getting it today. It's going to be black and white, but I'm getting it today. Let's have a look. Oh, put my hand in. Sheep crap. Let's have a look, see if we can stand up. See if we can stand up. Right then. Flipping heck. Yeah, so that's the Snowdon horseshoe. Snowdon, obviously you can't see over there, but that's Crib Goch going round over there. I'll put a link to my video of Crib Goch. It was a bit of a different day to today. The sun's setting over there in about an hour and a half. So I'm optimistic, perhaps a bit too optimistic. He's made it! Well done, Mr. Gough. He's made it. Look at it, that's the road going down there to Thin Banana and all that. God, I can't do it. Whoa! Ah! Describe the weather, Mr. Gough.
Well, something out of the drone.
Every now and again we get a bit of a break from the wind and rain, and it's almost looking like it's clearing a little bit. So I've got the camera set up, pointing that way at the minute, down that valley, well you can see that, but I've kind of got two options, because there was a glimmer of light on these rocks here in the foreground. So I've switched lenses. I had the 55 to 200 just zooming in and picking out a detail in that direction, but it meant that I could only wait for that one photograph. So I've got two options now. I'm going to see what the light's doing, because although the nice light, when it did come through for a split second literally, was over there and lit up all this and the side of the mountains over there, which looked really, really nice, but I was kind of anticipating that, so I had the wrong lens on. So I could almost do with two cameras. But literally, it's stopped raining a bit now, but man alive, it's constantly. You can't shoot in that direction, because when the hail comes, constantly wiping your lens, so it's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Look how wide the legs are spread on the tripod. I've actually got, for the first time, I've only just bought this tripod, and the first time ever I'm using spikes. So I'll eat my words on the spikes. I thought I'd give them a go, and I'm actually glad of it. I'm staying optimistic because I think there will be some light coming in that direction. I'm optimistic that it will happen. We just gotta wait. Just gotta be patient, but there will be a shot. I am banking on it. I am banking on it. Optimism will prevail. This might be the hardest photograph I think I've ever taken, because I know there's potential here of these gorgeous wide angle shots everywhere. Loads of this detailed rock pointing in the kind of direction that I want to be shooting. So definitely thinking wide angle shot, but handheld. I'm gonna have to get the camera handheld, walk around looking for different compositions, but it's relentless. Every now and again we get a break for 30 seconds, but then you see this detail of the rain coming in and it looks phenomenal. The detail, you see that patch of rain there, it looks amazing. But with a wide angle lens, of course, you're pushing it away. But look at the detail in the valley down there. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm kind of running around like an idiot between the two locations. As soon as I get a break, keeping an eye. I've got like two locations, both at 14mm on the 10-24. I mean, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. What would you do? Would you camp out and wait with the camera with a one lens zoomed in? Because I'm really tempted to keep the about 80mm, 85mm, that sort of thing, just to get that square, because I really like that square down there. That is a fantastic, lovely layers and contrast, and just a right nice, simple, almost abstract shot. But if I keep the wide angle lens, I've got so many options because there's so much detail around here. I'm absolutely loving it. Really beautiful. But yeah, it's I think we've lost the decent light. All we're doing now is hoping for a break in the rain and the wind and stuff, just so we can get, because I'm at about 1600 ISO, because I'm trying to keep the shutter at a minimum of 1/125th of a second, and obviously I need some depth of field. I'm focusing close to the camera, so I'm not really going to get much depth of field. So I'm getting about f5.6, f6.3, so I'm not getting the depth of field that I want, and I obviously can't use a tripod because it's just, the camera's getting soaked. By the time you get the camera on the tripod, it's just soaking wet, you can't do it. So yeah, it's keeping the camera in the bag, waiting for a break, then grabbing the camera, running. But it's absolutely beautiful, we're loving it. Really invigorating. But yeah, definitely, if I get a decent shot from this trip, I will be very pleased. I might have to call it, Mr. Gough. It's coming in, and the light is definitely, it's getting abysmal now. It is getting abysmal. Still, have you had a nice time?
It's always good practice to leave something for another day.
No, I want it now. I want it now. And I don't admit defeat very well. If you watch the channel regularly, you'll know that. And I firmly believe there's always a photograph. There's always an image. You just got to use the right lens, think about it, slow down, look hard enough, wait, be patient or whatever, and you'll find it. And I think the best shot will be you running over that rock. I've just done a selfie, well, not selfie, but took a shot of him balancing very gracefully as well with the valley in the background. So that might be the shot. I've taken a few handheld shots running around. Obviously got the valley over there, the lake over there, that's quite nice. Bit of rock in the foreground there was nice. And yeah, it's just a bit of a, I don't like admitting defeat. I hope I'm not defeated. Can you believe it? We're getting a bit of light. This is exciting. This is exciting. So I've got a couple of shots in mind. There's that rock, portrait, wide angle lens. I'm back on the 10-24. So kind of using these as a lead-in, load of detail, texture, pointing up. That's really quite nice. So the camera's kind of there. Quite like that one. Still handheld. Similar shot just down here. I've got this collection of rocks, so I've got that variant. That works as a landscape shot, that as well. The other shot I really want is this one. And I can't get it right perfectly, but the detail in this moss, this fluorescent green detail here, oh, I'm getting blown off here now. But that portrait there, I'm waiting for, because flipping out, look at that now, gone. Split second. If a light catches here, because we're about half an hour away from sunset, so, or maybe a bit more than that, still chance of the light to catch here. And this is all like fluorescent, it's like an orange. It's like a natural glow on that rock. But that moss is unbelievable, that fluorescent moss. So I'm just working this. This is the shot I want with my wide angle lens, no polarizer. I'm sticking maximum width of 14mm because I don't trust this lens anymore wide open. But that is the shot portrait. See, it's got like a natural glow to it. That's disappeared and the rain's coming back. Oh no! Now I said in that video I was determined to get a pano out of that shoot, and it didn't happen, did it? But I think I was definitely on the wrong hill. So even if it was the right conditions, my pano would definitely be better from Moel Siabod. So that is a bit of a benefit from doing that kind of recce shot anyway. So yeah, and as the saying goes, there is no such thing as bad weather, only bad choice of clothing. Now I reckon that is exactly the same for landscape photography. So you can, in my opinion, get I believe you can in any weather get a decent picture if you know that you can slow down and you've got your waterproofs on, and you obviously got to protect your camera, make sure your camera's safe. But I reckon you can do it. You can get good images in any conditions if you slow down, keep your camera safe, look around. Obviously you've got to have a break in the rain because obviously you don't want to kill your camera. But if you look for abstract compositions, if you look for details, if you think about zooming in. But obviously keep your camera safe, don't have to get your camera out your bag, just preempt the image. But shoot for things like mood. If it's rainy, if it's atmospheric, if it's dark, if it's contrasty, if you've got lots of detail in the sky and all that, and loads of detail in the clouds, think about it that way. Think about what you like about the environment. So if you're standing, I mean, I was in a dreadful conditions, but it was still exciting. There was loads of drama going on. The clouds were loads of detail in the clouds. There was these massive rainstorms coming through, and yeah, there was awesome, like a autumnish colour in the grass, and there was loads of detail in the rocks. So very moody. There was lots of things to look for. So if you slow down, even in bad weather, you can find a decent image. And a good tip is to leave your camera safe as long as you've got all your waterproofs on and you're completely fine. You're not going to get hypothermia or anything. If you keep your camera safe and just think about it as if you've got a 200mm lens, and then start from the 200mm back, pick out details, look for abstract, and then just get wider and wider and wider and wider until you see a composition that you like visually. And then as soon as you get a break in the weather, you can whip your camera out, get the right lens on, because it's all about being prepared, having the right lens on. And then when you found the, say, 2 or 3 compositions, I think, well, all I need to do is get a break in the rain. As soon as it stops raining, I want that foreground, that mountain, or that abstract, or them clouds, or go simple. I always think if it's dreadful weather, use the sky as much as possible and go really minimalistic. Go like abstract and just use a tiny bit of detail and just keep it simple. But yeah, you can do it. And I was determined to get some good shots from that shoot. And I did it. What I did is I was shooting with the Fujifilm X-T4, and I put the camera in classic chrome mode. What that gives me is like a subtle contrasty but subtle colours. So what I do is I was shooting with the end image in mind. So I knew I was going to be looking for moody images. I knew I was going to be looking for high contrast. I was looking for tones, looking for detail in the sky. So I knew that it was going to be a really moody, sort of gritty kind of image. So that was the way I was shooting. I was shooting for the conditions. So yeah, managed to get some good photographs. So let's have a look at the image we got. So right then, okay. So I started off with a 55 to 200, picking out details. I didn't really get anything early on that I liked, but I thought that would be the best way to start. And then I thought I'll go the 24 to 70 equivalent, so that's the 16 to 55 2.8 on the Fuji, because that gave me the flexibility to run around because I was handheld in the camera. I couldn't use the tripod. That wasn't just not going to happen. So the best idea was just to have a couple of ideas in mind, that shot, then that shot, and then with the 16 to 55, I could go from a wide angle to a telephoto pretty quickly. So yeah, I managed to get this shot, which was really, really nice because it's got this lovely detail in the foreground, which is nice and sharp considering I was getting blown to bits. So the slowest shutter I went down to was 125th of a second because I wanted to keep my aperture around about 6.3, so 5.6 to 6.3. I was already at 1600 ISO because it was really dark. No polarizer obviously, because that would have cut down on light. So yeah, I needed to keep, and I had my ibis on, but I didn't think being blown to bits by the wind, the ibis was going to do much. So yeah, yeah, it was really quite difficult to get the histogram to the right, but I managed to do it. And there's a few shots like this one where I was looking for strong details, so love the details in the rocks there, and I love that as soon as the rain came in the background, you can see the rainstorm clouds coming in there as well. So again, as I said, shooting for the conditions, really dark, sort of grungy looking images, and that's how I knew that I was, you know, bring the contrast up, drop the shadows, and desaturate the images, and that's pretty much what I did. All the images were edited at the same time with a grad over the top, and what I did is I copied all the settings to all the images so that they all look uniform, because I kind of like that when you've got a set like this. So all the images look kind of, if I go back to that, they kind of match, you know. So yeah, so all about having nice strong foregrounds, but waiting for these storm clouds with the rain coming down in the background, just capturing that detail. And obviously using the rocks there to bring your eye up to the thing. But you get this mood, you know, you get this atmosphere. Really cool. So like this one as well, all about having a dark foreground, tiny bit of burning on that rock there, just to have that bit of detail, just make it glow a little bit. But how cool is this rain you can see dropping from the cloud there? Isn't that fantastic? And they've got the layers of the mountains there. So portrait, I think these work really nicely. You've got a bit of grass in the corner, which is remarkably sharp considering I was getting blown to bits, but that's obviously sheltered there. But yeah, this was one of the shots I thought was going to work the best, but actually is one of my least favourite shots, because the rain cloud never came into this area, so I never got the mood that I got for the rest of the images. So I'm really kind of disappointed with this shot. I don't know what that is. Just a bit of white rock, but I like the view, but yeah, it's not really the shot. I quite like this one. You can see that where the grads come down, it's desaturated the mountains, bit of dehaze in the grad as well, and yeah, in the graduated filter in Lightroom as well, just to add that punch, just to emphasize the layers there a little bit. But just like the way the classic chrome profile adds like this autumn warmth to it, and obviously the contrast is nice and nice layers. The road looks cool there, snaking down. You got the road comes down from the bottom left, snakes your eye, brings your eye up to the mountains as well. So that was a nicely balanced photograph, that. But these details, these boulders that were everywhere, they're just really nice tones, and these have a natural pink glow to them as well. They're absolutely beautiful, these rocks are. Really pleased with these photographs. Great location, and yeah, just capturing the rivers, the streams coming down the mountain in the background, always focusing about 2 meters, you know, in front of the camera. But yeah, just editing a nice moody looking image. Mr. Gough actually managing to stay on there was a bit of a relief. But yeah, really cool images. Nice moody, not lifting the shadows. I actually dropped the shadows quite a lot just to give it that mood, you know. Yeah, very smart. Us both in our red coats. What do we look like, eh? Yeah, really like this. Nice mood, coming in from the bottom left corner, bringing your eye up then, and they got the rain coming in there again. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, the key with them pictures was just having a couple of locations, a couple of rocks that I'd scouted out and thought, right, portrait, landscape, focusing there, having that in my corner. So when it actually happened, when I got the best situation, when the best conditions came in, when I could see the storm coming in, and yeah, just basically making sure I got everything right. It was interesting as well. I had to make sure not to get too much of the sky in a third. So basically, my third was miles off. So it's one of those examples when you don't use the rule of thirds too much, because I don't think it helped at all having loads of white on the in the clouds above. So yeah, really happy with them. But yeah, hopefully that helps you. So there's always a way of getting a shot in dreadful condition. Nobody's camera got hurt, which is the main thing, especially on that 10 to 24. It drives me nuts that it's not weather sealed. Ah well, maybe I'll have to get the new one. But anyway, I've got another video coming from 2 days after that. That was in dreadful weather as well, another recce. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know which of the images you think work best. I'll put a slideshow of them up at the end as well. So yeah, I'll see you again soon. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Let me know which image you think worked best. And yeah, take care. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.